My next guest has got a featherweight title fight coming up against champion Patricio Pitbull on April 2nd at Bellator 255. It is El Matador Emmanuel Sanchez back here on the program. Emmanuel, how are you, man?
Good, my man. How about you?
Doing well. Are we live on location at Rufasport? Where are you right now?
I'm actually at the athletic club right now. I'm doing more strength and conditioning training. It's a beautiful day here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We had the harsh winters. We had 60-something degrees outside, but I was already outside all morning, so now I got to do more gym stuff inside.
Good stuff, man. Well, thanks for having me part of your morning, or your day, I should say. You knew about this fight for a while, obviously, with Pitbull winning his last fight. When did you actually get confirmation that April 2nd was going to be the date for this fight?
Somewhere around late January, early February, more or less.
Okay.
So that's when they told us we had the promotion. We had the whole week of promotion where we went and everything was announced that, Bellator had a big announcement coming up, so that we were on Showtime, and that's when they gave us the exact date as well too. So that's when we were all told on how everything would be going down for the future of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, and you mentioned it there. You're on Showtime now. How excited are you, man? This is a big deal, getting to compete on one of the biggest networks in North America.
I know, man. I got to meet with all the Showtime brass that was there, the president, and everyone was so happy. They were like ecstatic with Bellator, that they were so pleased that they couldn't believe that they were all back in action, like from back in the Strikeforce days, And it was they're all linked up again, and they're pumped for this fight. They were really pumped for this fight. So I was just blessed, man, blessed and blown away.
Have you noticed since, they announced the Showtime deal and the fact that this is a title fight that you've had, maybe more sponsors reach out, or that it sort of feels like a bigger deal with not only being in a title fight, but also being on Showtime?
I have the same endorsements and people supporting me, being a part of my tribe and all that good stuff. But I'm just happy to fight. Would I love more of that stuff to come along? And I'm sure it will. I got to go out and win this Grand Prix first.
Where do you feel like he's improved since the first fight when you guys fought a couple years back?
I still see the same Patricio Pitbull. I still see those holes and those openings that I know I can capitalize on. As great of a fighter as he is, and everything that he's done throughout this Grand Prix, and even outside the Grand Prix, him being the champ. For me, for my style, for what I bring to the table, I feel like I'm the worst fighter for him. And he knows that. Likewise with Daniel Patricio, and that's why I know these guys weren't excited to get up and running and fight me again. And in the final, on AJ McKee too, I know these guys. My style is completely different to what any of these other guys in the Grand Prix could bring. And no one in this Grand Prix has fought more of the guys that were in this than I have. Outside of the actual champion, I've fought the current champion and the last two men to hold the featherweight title. And all the other guys that were in this, the 16 that started, no one else has fought more of them than me. So this is something really great that's coming up right now, and I can't wait to showcase my skills and show that, okay, he's a great fighter. He really is one of the best in the world.
Where do you feel like you've improved since the first fight? Do you feel like because we saw that in the Weichel fight. That was a beatdown. It wasn't close at all in that one.
I feel like a little bit of everywhere. My fight needed to get canceled. The world, needed to get shut down, and everything that happened, in order for me to grow and excel and to be the fighter and the man that I am now. And I'm happy for it. I'm going to be a COVID champ, man. That's what I call it. I'm going to be a COVID champ. Yeah, with now, no fans, Bellator, and all of MMA, right? We have our COVID protocols and how we have to have fights organized and run with testing and everything else. But I'm just blessed and grateful that we're able to make this happen. MMA was the first thing that was able to come back on when the world shut down. And we beat, the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, everything else was still not up and running. But MMA, fights started to pop off right away. And I'm very happy and grateful for that. And now that I know with everything that I've seen going on fighting Daniel Patricio and that time in between, I kept the faith throughout that whole quarantine. I was training every single day, 7 days a week with my friends. I have the key to the gym, so we were training at the gym or we would train in our backyards. It's nice outside, so we would go out, run, hit pads in the backyard, my backyard, my friend's backyard, just like kids, man. Kids loving what they do, the love of martial arts. And that's all we did was have fun, blasting pads, clinching or sparring in the backyard. We weren't going to start any street beefs or any of that backyard brawls or stuff like that, but we were training knowing that our time would come. And now here it is. I got two teammates fighting this weekend, and oh my goodness, another fight popping up. 2 teammates fighting in CFFC Thursday, Christian Rodriguez, Brian Bautista, and then another teammate, Amar Hernandez, fighting in Iowa this weekend in another, I think, Pinnacle Combat, another local promotion in Iowa. And then I'll be the next in April 2nd. And so we're the first fights of the year for our team, and it's popping off big right.
Who are you mainly training with for this camp? Is there any main training partners for this one?
The guys I just mentioned. Those guys are short little brown guys with a beard, kind of like Patricio. So, yeah. Not to put people in a box, but yeah. I mean, I do have a reach advantage over him. He's 5'5", 5'6". He might have grown, who knows? But the same training partners that I've had that have helped me throughout all these years, because we have a great program here at Rufus Sport with obviously what Anthony has paved the way for all the rest of us younger guys to be able to make this possible. So Duke and Anthony have really elevated all of our games, and now I've been able to be a part of that as well too. And now it's their turns as well too, man. So it's just how we have it, our totem pole. And Duke's grandfather fought in North Africa. He's part of World War II. So just like the military, we got our ranks, and he set up something good that he's got here at Rufus Sport, and we're showing up and showing out and showing that why we're the best without a doubt.
I know we got a bit of time before the fight, but how's the weight cut going? Because I know you got to be right on the dot for this one.
Oh, easy money. I had a schedule. I wouldn't even just say as always, but since before I used to have a little more issues or time, when those pre-COVID days and stuff in between fights and everything too, the way the Grand Prix was going. But I'm grateful for my lady who does my meal planning, and honestly, I'm grateful for COVID too, man. It really made me even more so nail nutrition and health, for my just everything, not just my weight, but my overall health. And I hope the whole world's eyes were open and said, hey, okay, yes, we really need to look after ourselves. And as much as we love donuts and pizza and whatever else that's out there, you got to really take care of yourself. So I'm grateful that I've been able to stay within whatever fight weight range that they need me to, that I went to, that on a week's notice I could make weight.
How's this fight playing out on April 2nd?
I see myself stopping him, in the first, 1 to 3 rounds. I've already, had a war against him and tested myself and skills and felt his power, felt his speed, his athleticism, everything. So there's not necessarily anything that I'm feeling out, and there's, no reckless abandonment, me either, just throwing everything out the window, no skill, no technique, just going out there and trying to just knock him out or finish him right away. I just know what I bring to the table. As great as he is and as powerful as he is, the battle of wills and a battle of minds. So he taught me a very valuable lesson, and that needed to happen. I needed to lose in order to beat, and I'm looking to write the best story in MMA history. In a tournament format, I've had the toughest road compared to any fighter that's right now, compared to even Patricio and AJ McKee, but any other fighter that had it. I started with an undefeated cat, started with another guy who's got a win over me, now this one who's got a win over me, and then finishing up with another undefeated cat and capitalizing on that opportunity on beating him, because not a lot of people know that I was scheduled to fight AJ McKee, but I was injured, and that's the only fight that I've ever had to pull out from since I was an amateur. I've never had to pull out of a fight before. And this is a redemption tour. So I'm going out and getting revenge on every angle and turning my dreams into reality, winning this featherweight Grand Prix.
It seems like there's a lot of talk right now of Pitbull fighting AJ McKee, not looking at this fight. Does that bother you at all, or do you just, kind of ignore all that heading into this fight?
I kind of ignore all that. If anything, I expected it. I mean, people were talking about that even before the selection show, and you just saw the first 16 when they were announced. Like, everyone just, right off the bat, I could see people just can't wait to see Pitbull versus McKee, or Pitbull versus whoever they thought was going to be making it to the finals, Caldwell. Then when they did have the bracket set up, everyone thought who would make it on this side and who would make it on this side, etc. So it is what it is. To me, that's all the pressure's on them then, because they thinking of guys in the UFC or thinking of each other. I'm only thinking about winning this thing. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm thinking about Patricio Pitbull, and then I'm thinking about AJ McKee in the finals. And I'm thinking about winning this whole Grand Prix. And having the tournament belt and the actual belt. And having one right here, and one right here. So, turning my dreams to reality, man. When this whole thing was, there was nothing else that crossed my mind. Nothing and no one else. Because I looked at the whole picture in itself, and then once the selection show happened, and once I saw, okay, wow, I get David Weichel, and I didn't anticipate Patricio Pitbull being on the same side of the bracket as me, then getting that win back, and then hoping for AJ McKee actually to make it to win, because I wanted that win back as well too. So I can't wait to hug my coaches, have the straps, and say we got that one back, and then the next one we got that one back. I just did it to Daniel Weichel. Now I'm going to go out and do it again to these next two.
Can't wait for it. April 2nd. You can't miss it. Bellator 255 live on Showtime. Emmanuel, always good catching up with you, man. Really appreciate it. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
I just find my ass right here. Unparalleled greatness. And you see, that's my nutrition and my strength and conditioning and my sports. Is my lady who ran that program. She helped me elevate my game, and the big reason why I'm going to win this Grand Prix too. All glory and honor to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. It's, man, no matter what's been happening, and the fact that my fight got canceled, I got COVID, my team got COVID, and the world itself was just shutting down. I didn't know if I was ever going to fight again or what was going to happen. I was hours away from fighting, and then Bellator just called the fight like that, and I still stayed faithful, man. I still stayed strong, and I still stayed working the whole time, and boom, I had the opportunity to fight, and even though no fans are there, they were able to see it live on CBS, and now you're able to see it live on Showtime. So yeah, it's go time and it's Showtime, baby. I'm ready to show up and show out and show why I'm the best in the world without a doubt. And it's something really great that's been coming right now. 2020, I thought it was going to be the biggest year, but now 2021, even better. So I apologize for the crappy Wi-Fi and me being in the gym, but
it's all good, man. I'm just happy to talk to you, man. I'm excited for this one, right? So.
Hard work, dedication is what I'm all about. So CryoFit Milwaukee, Freshman Pokey, it takes a village to raise a fighter. So even through all these troubling times, I've still had my local businesses and people here being able to elevate me and get me up, rip mouth guards, diamond MMA cups, and they're backing me up, man. It's all that I have is all that I need, and I'm ever so grateful for it. So I'm blessed. Time to go out and turn my dreams into reality.